Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to cover Jean Grey, how to use her, how to fight her, the whole 9 yards. We're going to cover Unawakened gameplay, Awakened gameplay just at Sig 1, and then I will talk about how to fight her at the end of the video. So we're not going to talk about any defensive mechanics until the very end. We're going to talk about offense for right now. So Jean Grey, to sort of summarize it as quickly as I possibly can, for Jean Grey, you want to end as many combos as you can on light attacks. Your second, third, and fourth light attack are going to inflict these Neuroshock debuffs that you then want to purify with your heavy attack to gain these uncanny passives. So your heavy attack will purify up to 3 Neuroshock debuffs or non-damaging debuffs on the opponent and gain uncanny passives up to 2. So where's the uncanny passive? Right here. When a debuff is purified or cleansed, like from the heavy attack, Jean can gain up to 2 uncanny passives, and uncanny passives reduce the cost necessary to throw special attacks. Additionally, you're going to gain some psionic charges when uncanny passives would be gained above the max stack, and psionic charges allow you to place more neuroshocks during your special 1, and also increases the damage dealt during your special 2. So it's better to just show you the fights rather than talk about it every single time, all the time. So I am going to go into this fight right now. I'm not sure if I have the combo tracker on. I might not. If I don't, I will turn it on for the next fight. Okay, I don't. So for Jean Grey, I like to go for 2 combos, both ending on light attacks, and then going for a heavy attack. What that does is it allows me to get my uncanny passives, gain a psionic charge, and allows me to go for another little shortened combo to throw my special 1, and now I have 11 Neuroshock passives on Winter Soldier. Now what I like to do is I like to go for another 2 combos, throw another special 1 to gain even more Neuroshocks, and now by this point I should have a relic ready, so I go for another full 5-hit combo ending on a light attack, throw my relic to gain my uncanny passives, place 2 Neuroshocks, and also gain some psionic charges, and then I go for another full 5-hit combo ending on a light attack, and that is all she wrote. That was definitely overkill. I maybe did not need to go for the additional special 1 there, but better safe than sorry. That's a 46-second fight against Winter Soldier with Jean Grey. Let me turn on the combo tracker and go do some short-form content simulations with the Unawakened version of Jean Grey to really show off how effective she is. So let's get the combo tracker on. Enable combo tracker. Okay. So now we are going to go fight a couple of key defenders that Jean Grey is very good for, and I'm going to be using the rank 3 version for these fights. So I'm not going to rank her up to rank 4 or anything like that. I'm just going to stick to using the rank 3 version. So one fight that Jean Grey is going to be pretty great for is Yelena. So Yelena Belova, brand new defender, very annoying. Not a lot of great counters out there for her right now. Jean Grey has Daunted, and she has Burst damage that can get around a lot of Yelena's shenanigans. So I'm going to go for 2 full combos ending on light attacks, throw a heavy attack to gain a psionic charge, and also to inflict more Neuroshock passives. I'm going to go for another full 5-hit combo ending on a light attack, placing my Neuroshock passives. Now I'm going to go for more full 5-hit combos ending on light attacks. Ideally, I get in a heavy attack as soon as possible, which I just did there. And now I'm going to go for maybe a nice cheeky intercept. There we go, a little special intercept there. I could have just gone for the full combo, but I would decide to be a little cheeky. And now at this point, I should just build back up to my special 2. And I might not even need to, because the Daunted is increasing my attack rating back to above 100%, and there goes Yelena in just over a minute. If I wasn't playing super fancy there, it could have been a little faster. But Jean Grey absolutely demolishes Yelena. I think she's going to be one of the best options for her. That force field, as you saw, tanked a lot of the damage that she was dealing through my block with those critical hits and that bleed damage that she was dealing me. So I think Jean Grey is going to be fantastic for Yelena. So let's show her off again in another matchup she will just excel in, and that is Korg. So Jean Grey, all of her attacks are energy damage, so obviously no thorns damage from Korg. So we like that. We like that quite a bit. Again, I think the strategy here is mostly the same. One thing I will say when fighting Korg, though, is ideally you're not throwing as many light attacks at the start of the fight, because Korg is going to be purifying them. But at the same breath, you could just throw as many as you want, because you're going to gain psionic charges, and you're also going to gain those uncanny passives, which are going to ramp you up even faster. So it's not even that big of a deal if you just go for full light attack spams, because Korg is going to ramp you up fairly fast. Gonna throw this special 2 here. A little unfortunate on timing, but it's not that big of a deal. I can rush back to another special 2 fairly quickly here, and we should be able to capitalize on most of those neuroshocks. Not the greatest fight in the world here, and that's mostly on me, just not managing timing very well. Ideally, you would want to be throwing a special attack here against Korg when he doesn't have his Rock Shield active, but even with the poor management of timing, Jean is handling this fight very well. I assure you, when I go back to do this fight with the Awakened version, it will be a lot different. It'll look a lot better. But even with a little bit of misplay, Jean handles that fairly well. Like, no Thorns damage. She doesn't have to worry about really anything going on defensively for Korg. She just handles that fight super well. So I take full responsibility of not playing that fight as perfectly as it needed to be, but I assure you, when we show off the Awakened version, it will look a lot nicer. So let's talk about the Awakened ability now, because we're talking about it already. It essentially gives Jean a lot more utility and a lot more sustainability for her pre-existing utility. So first and foremost, when she's fighting skill champions, her parry stun will now be a parry passive. It's not a stun debuff anymore, it is a passive, which is not affected by ability accuracy reduction. We love that. Makes fighting Korg a lot easier. Makes fighting champions like Bullseye a lot easier. Yelena a lot easier, because that stun passive is not being reduced by any means. So, big fan of that. Additionally, this might be either the second most or most important factor of the Awakened ability. Increased control over her mutation allows Jean to retain one uncanny passive after her special one, which means you can get your 2 uncanny passives, throw your special one, and then even faster, get back to your special 2. Words are hard, I'm sorry. Throw your special one with 2 uncanny passives, you retain one of them, and you can get back to your special 2 even faster to nuke the opponent down. That's what I meant to say. Again, words are hard, I apologize. And then additionally, the cherry on top is her Neuroshock passives gain up to 8 seconds of increased duration. That's just nice to have, a bit of a quality of life change, quality of life increased for Jean. So let's show that off right now. Let me go buy an Awakening Gem. All we're going to do is put Jean to Sig 1. We're not going to do anything else, only Sig 1 for this video, to show that even one dupe is a game changer for Jean Grey. And then at the end of this video, I will show off how to fight Jean Grey, who some of my favorite options are, so on and so forth. So let's go do those same exact fights again, Yelena and Korg. You're going to see how much different they are now that we have Jean awakened, even at just Sig 1. So Yelena, I no longer have to worry about the stun duration from my parry being reduced if I need to go for a heavy attack, because I have the stun passive now. So we're going to go for not that. We're going to have the force field explode, which is fine. We're going to go for full 5-hit combos ending on light attacks. Throwing my heavy attack there. Throw a special one. Retain one uncanny passive. Got that increased Neuroshock duration. Now we're going to go for full 5-hit combos ending on light attacks. There's no need for me to gain another uncanny passive, because by the time I get up to my special 2, Yelena is almost dead. So now I just need to throw either another special 1 or another special 2, and Yelena is going to be gone. So I'm going to bait this special 2 here from Miss Yelena. Still has that Daunted passive, which is making my attack rating go back up to 100% of what it was at the start of the fight. And there you go. There's Yelena, handled again by Jean Grey. A little bit faster now in 56 seconds. So The Awaken ability is nice, it is noticeable. In a fight like Elena where things are going to take a lot longer inherently, it might not be as noticeable right away, but in a fight like perhaps Korg or, Kingpin, you're really going to notice that uncanny passive sticking around, and you're going to notice quite a big difference. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I think Jean is going to be perfectly fine unduped. It's just the dupe makes her that much better and that much easier to use. So now against Korg, I don't have to worry about going for risky intercepts. I can just straight up parry Korg. That passive is going to allow me to get in my combos, no problem. Now, I'm going to go for a special one here, basically right away, because I have the uncanny passives, allowing me to build up to my specials significantly faster. And now, I'm going to try to get to my special 2 as quickly as I can. It's probably better to just throw a special 1 here, because Korg is about to get his rock shield back. We're going to go for a little bit of a cheeky intercept combo. Little medium, and that is Korg absolutely in the bin with Jean Grey. There's a little bit of finesse involved in playing Jean. I definitely don't want to understate that. You definitely have to be comfortable using her and, going for some intercepts to maintain some of that Neuroshock duration. And if you have her at a high sig, you don't really have to worry about playing super duper aggressive, because those Neuroshock passives are going to last a lot longer than they would at Sig 1 or Sig 20 or just any low Sig number. But you even saw in the Unawakened gameplay that you really don't have to worry about Neuroshocks falling off. You throw 1 to 2 special 1s, go to a special 2, and the fights are pretty much over. So that's Jean Grey on offense. Now let's cover a little bit of how to fight Jean on defense. So two things to keep in mind when fighting Jean Grey on defense specifically. Number one, she has a force field. This force field is, fairly annoying. The force field reduces damage, kind of like Invisible Woman, and when the force field expires, she lashes out and inflicts a 30% delirium passive on the opponent. Delirium reverts your controls. Think of it as like a reverse controls passive, but it's a delirium passive. So if you're immune to reverse controls, then you don't really have anything to worry about. But if you're not, you have to be very careful. And then number two, when it comes to Jean Grey, during her special attack 1, she has, or I'm sorry, not during her special 1, during all of her specials in general. No, let me clarify that. After the first hit, she has a 50% chance to inflict that delirium passive that that she would apply when her force field breaks for 2 seconds. So this is a little dangerous, because if you're not prepared for that delirium, you could get absolutely walloped by her special attacks. So the strategy that I like to employ when fighting Jean is you want to block the first hit of her special 1 specifically. Do not bait her special 2. It is really not that worth it unless you're super far away and you can manage baiting it because you're in a good space in the arena. Probably just baiting her special 1 is easier because it's going to give you more openings than trying to push her to special 2 and bait it that way. So again, one of the best options for Jean Grey, I talked about him in an earlier video against Captain Britain, is Jack-o'-lantern. So Jack-o'-lantern is just such an incredible tech attacker. For Jack, I actually do recommend going for the special 2, because with that cowardice passive, you can sort of prevent the AI from wanting to throw a special 1, and even if she does, right there, Jack is immune to reverse controls. I have that delirium passive on me, but it doesn't really matter because I'm Jack-o'-lantern. I'm going to throw my special 2 here, and that's going to deal just a lot of damage. See, I got that delirium passive during the special 2, but I'm immune to reverse control, so it doesn't matter. And now she's going to gain her force field back. I'm actually just going to throw a special 1 here, because I think just a couple of basic combos with Jack are going to finish off Jean. And yeah, I'm just going to pretend I didn't just push her to special 3 and baited a heavy attack. We're going to pretend I did that. And Jack-o'-lantern handles Jean Grey very well. Again, just pretend I didn't hit or block there. Pretend I baited a heavy attack, because that's totally what I did. And that was a sub 50-second fight with a rank 3 Jack-o'-lantern against a rank 4 Jean Grey. Pretty solid stuff. Pretty solid stuff. Options that are immune to reverse controls are going to be very good for Jean Grey, but let's talk about an option that's not immune to reverse controls, but still works fairly well. That's Shocker. So, Shocker, my boy, love Shocker. is not immune to reverse controls, but he's very good for Jean Grey. The name of the game with Shocker, as is with every Shocker fight in existence basically, except for when you're using him in longer form content, one special two, most mutants are in the bin. So you're going to see that when I fight Jean Grey here with Shocker, I will have probably depleted her shield by the time she gets to a special one. So what that means is I'm already in reverse controls, so I don't have to worry about Jean applying the Delirium passive during her special, because I already have it on me. So now I don't, and I can wait, I can block, wait to see what's going to happen with the Delirium passive, and charge up my heavy attack here with Shocker, and I don't even need to go all the way because Jean Grey just gets annihilated. So you want to be blocking during the first hit of that special one, just so your brain can register, okay, am I inverted or am I not? So that's what you want to do with characters who aren't immune to reverse controls. You could do that with the special 2. Again, it's a little more risky because if you're right next to her and she throws it and you block the first hit, you're going to take a lot of damage. I'm going to show a couple more fights against Jean here. So like I said, I'm going to show off 2 more great options for Jean Grey. One of them being Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, another one being Venom, sort of little symbolic there, you know, little spider action. But both of these champions are pretty incredible for Jean Grey. Venom, as you know, is just such a beast of an attacker, and the same can be said for Stark and Spider-Man. Pretty much any character can fight Jean Grey, it's just some characters will do it significantly better than others. Characters that can handle that force field while also dealing significant damage outside of that are going to be pretty solid for Jean. So the force field is down. I'm sort of just waiting for her to throw a special here. Since I'm already inverted, I can go and bait a special 2, no problem. Going for a little intercept there. And we are just taking her to town right now. As you can see, I blocked during the special 1 to know if I was going to be inverted or not. Now I'm not inverted, so I can go for a hefty special 2. And there's a rank 3 Venom destroying a rank 4 Jean Grey in 44 seconds. Venom, he's just too good. Venom is just too good. But that's another example of fighting Jean Grey without a reverse control immune champion. You just have to be aware of when that Delirium passive triggers. I believe she also has a call out whenever she would trigger it. So if you're looking on her side of the screen for the call out, like you're looking at her side to do the dexes specifically, then you're going to know every time when she's going to trigger it during that special 1 or special 2. So, alright, I'm not sure what you're doing here, Jean. With Stark Spidey, you all know the name of the game. You ramp up your poise charges up to, you know, a big number. I was already inverted, so I didn't have to worry about that. These exhaustion passives are definitely making things a little more tricky for Stark Spidey, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. We get to our special 2. The shocks are still going to deal max damage, and even with a non-ideal option, Stark Spidey, you know, still does pretty well. That evade, that auto-evade that Stark Spidey has, very helpful for dealing with Jean Grey. So there's a special 1 where she doesn't trigger it. I'm going to see if I can throw another, if I can bait another special 1 where she does trigger it and has the call out. Okay, no special 1 trigger there. Maybe one more? Yeah, so see, feeling delirious. There's the call out. So if you're looking for that call out every time, you're going to know when she will trigger the delirium during the special attack. Very good to keep that in mind when fighting Jean Grey. It's something that I only noticed more recently when fighting her on defense, and it's very helpful. So, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed this format of showing how to use the character on offense and then showing how to use and fight the character on defense. So, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, and I really hope that you did, please consider subscribing and also hitting that like button. Both of those things are incredibly helpful for the channel, and it gets the word out there that I'm making content people are enjoying. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.